It's me, Capri. My mommy is the best. Super mom, Robin, she helps mommy get their smiles back. Go get those back. Others might go back. You wait for the show. Wash. Get ready for that super slippery, that super slap.
Welcome to Healing for the Soul podcast, sponsored by Supermom Robin Stoltman, where every week I feature different guests to empower you to become the best version of yourself through different methods you may not have heard of or thought of. If you are ever looking for a virtual assistant, I highly recommend Sphere Rocket to delegate any business-related tasks like grow your social medias, book appointments, and much more that all businesses require, boosting your sales, productivity, and much more. The link to Sphere Rocket is at the bottom of this episode. And this is season 6, episode number 47. And today I have my guest, Alex Martin B., who specializes in quantum clarity hypnosis, a modality that he developed after hundreds of client journeys. It's a safe, natural, and powerful way to connect directly with the higher self for healing, insight, and transformation. He's facilitated more than 500 sessions working with people all over the world via Zoom. Thank you so much, Alex, for being here with our audience. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Robin, for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here, and I hope it will be helpful.
Well, I know it will be. I like hypnosis. I know a lot about it, being a hypnotherapist myself. So who or what got you interested in hypnosis?
Dolores Cannon. Before I met Dolores Cannon, I was teaching meditation to groups in many countries in Europe, and meditating myself, of course. My journey started when I was 15. It's about over 30 years ago. I started spirituality when I was 15, practicing healing, energy healing, astral traveling, remote viewing, and many other things that I already forgot. And I was guided step by step to now work one-on-one with people deeper. Like my sessions are 4 hours. So in 4 hours, we have a lot of things to do. And it's very rewarding, very satisfying, this work, because I see the transformation of people. Their lives completely transform. After few months or year, they contact me, giving me feedback, and it's astonishing how much they changed.
That's awesome. Like the change that a person can go through. And then you said you started when you were 15?
Yes.
For like yourself going through this personal growth journey? Or was it more like the hypnosis, the energy? Like what started first?
Ancient Huna healing knowledge. So when I was 15, I picked up a book about Huna healing method, which is ancient indigenous way of healing with energy. And I did a lot of things along the way. And I end up here and I'm still learning, and who knows what I will be doing in 5 years or 10 years. It will be expanding.
I've never heard of that. Huna healing, you said, is the name of
Yes.
it?
Huna is the Hawaiian way of healing. It's basically breathing, gathering energy from outside world into your dantian. They don't say it dantian in Chinese system, it's dantian, but basically into your belly, and then you use this energy to heal, to manifest, to expand. It's very interesting, and later I saw in many other systems, Chinese, Indian, Reiki, I saw the same principle. You trust that you bring this energy. You can also feel it. If you are sensitive, you actually feel your chakras, you feel the energy flowing. And people that you work with, they also feel it. So they are surprised. For example, today I had a session, my quantum clarity session with a lady from America, and she actually felt that she has a third eye blockage, and she had a sternum blockage, which is basically third chakra. And during the session, I guided her to unblock it, and she felt great surge of energy flowing. She felt hot, sweating. So it is real.
That's amazing because I've never heard of that. So that's why I had to ask more questions about that, because I know like there's the Ho'oponopono for like the forgiveness, but I never heard of this other one that you were talking about. So that's fascinating how that works, because I know our minds and our bodies are so powerful. We can create so much more when we're given that chance to do that. So how is it that you're the quantum clarity hypnosis? Like, how did you develop that?
Well, I started as a student of Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon is a spiritual hypnotherapist that, there is a lot of misconceptions about hypnosis. Most people, when you ask people on the street, they would think that hypnosis is, on the stage, like a show, or you lose weight and quit smoking. You go to the hypnotherapist, lie down on the couch, and the hypnotherapist will, for an hour, talk to your subconscious in different ways to convince your subconscious to stop smoking, for example. And this is clinical hypnotherapy, or anything else. But what Dolores Cannon did was indirect hypnosis. It's basically soul journey. It's basically shamanic journey, inner journey on the soul level. It's not concerned with the mind at all. The mind is asleep, barely functioning, just receiving and passing information. And the person is remembering past lives, remembering childhood, birth, between lives, meeting with beings of light, going to different dimensions, all because they need to experience that for healing. People come to me for healing. There is something blocked, not only in the body, but also in life. They cannot, for example, get out of the road. They are financially, in difficulty. Relationships are difficult, and so on and so forth. So I started like this: past lives and connection with the higher self, or total soul that knows everything. And then in my sessions, I discovered much more things that I was trained, like external energies attached to people, fragmentation of the psyche that we needed to bring back, suppressed emotions that are toxic, people are holding them inside. So my higher self was guiding me, to read about things that I practically, clinically discovered, like expand my knowledge about it. And then I applied the knowledge and it worked. So now I am not doing only quantum healing, I am doing spirit release, shamanic journeying, soul retrieval, cleansing from any external negative influences, and all of this is quantum clarity hypnosis, and it's still evolving. We are still encountering new things, but basically there are 5 groups of root causes that are energetical or spiritual, and these 5 groups of root causes are appearing again and again in every person, no matter what the person believes. So I did now over 1,000 sessions, and it's remarkable. Like scientifically, you can look at all this data that I have, and it's empirical evidence, you know, that there is a greater reality, and what people experience in their soul journeys, they describe the same things, same laws, how everything works. The problem is that the people in the world, they are too programmed into belief systems that are very limited, and they are afraid to open, you know, to such exploration.
Yeah, I would agree with you. A lot of people are just that too programmed, too conditioned to what they're supposed to do, that when they do start to look at it, it scares them.
Yes.
A lot of
Part
it
of the,
just, yeah.
This is part of the program that fear is what controls people. It was in religion, now it's in the educational system, in social setting. So fear of being different, fear of thinking differently. And it's a challenge. It's not good or bad. It's just a challenge that everybody has to follow the truth, be honest with yourself and with reality, or live the lie and just be part of the flock.
Yeah, nobody wants to be part of the flock, but yet they still are.
Yeah.
At times, and it's sad. So like in all of that you're doing, I love that you're doing like the clarity, the hypnosis, because that's where a lot of people struggle, like myself included. Like I've struggled with that clarity of like what it is that I want to do, and I know other people have struggled with it. You said you've had all these sessions with people, and you've noticed exact same things that they've struggled with. And has that been like the clarity? Or has it like the soul that you were talking about, like the soul journeys? What part has been like similar that you've noticed?
So, for example, reincarnation. Everybody, no matter what they believe consciously, I had Christians that didn't believe in reincarnation, and they wanted therapy because they were, nobody could help them with cancer or autoimmune disease. And they went back to other lives, and there was the root cause. There was a sudden traumatic death. They were killed in the war, and it was not released. And this trauma was still in the system. How it works? We have the same energetical system that it's like a code. You can imagine that, to understand it, let's start with the identity. We are all spirit souls. We are eternal beings of light, and we have a human experience. This is what I learned scientifically, clinically, from my sessions. And when you die, you just leave the body. Body decomposes, but you still are in a energetic code, underwear, let's say. It's energetic, and all the traumas, all the belief systems, all the karma is there. So you go back home and you leave this code floating in the astral, and when you are born again, you pick up this code with all these traumas and problems and suppressed emotions, and then you are born. You are choosing your parents, you are designing your life, you are designing your lessons, challenges, and then you forget. Because otherwise it would not be a challenge. You would not learn anything if you remember everything. So, for example, what I just said, it's repeating, over 1,000 sessions, everybody has the same realizations, experiences, that this exists, this is a thing. And actually it's what for example, Vedic literature is teaching, you know, what ancient scriptures, ancient wisdom is teaching, you know, that there is an incarnation. You are moving through bodies and lifetimes in order to learn, to grow as a soul. It's like a school.
That's fascinating because I like how you put it, like for like the coat and like how you were describing it. Sounds so much easier to understand than saying like, well, it's like past life regression where you bring somebody back and you're taking and helping them go through the different lifetimes. I like how you describe the coat so much better. It was like an easier way to understand that part because I know like it's so fascinating about how like our minds are just so fascinating how they work. You know, like you can do so much with it. And like I said, like when you bring somebody back or you're doing different things.
Yes.
So how can we help discover or how can we use this to help humanity?
Well, I'm helping humanity by helping individual people. It's about vibration. Everything has vibration. Low vibration, medium vibration, high vibration. And when you are in low vibration, when anything is in low vibration, it's a vibration of shame, guilt, fear, basically anti-life vibration, depression, suicide. When you are in this low vibration, you have such experience. It's not good or bad, it's just an experience. Then in a medium vibration, you have courage, you have willingness, neutrality, reason, acceptance. You know, like you have this, you are integrous, you have values, you work on yourself. This is the medium vibration. And then you have high vibration, it's love, joy, peace, enlightenment, spiritual paradigm. So when people are sick, when people are blocked, suffering, it's a symptom that they are in low vibration. Why they are in low vibration? Because they accumulated through experience on this planet, through suffering, a lot of layers of heavy, dark energies, like false beliefs that they are not worthy. For example, they are not worthy of love. For example, the parents, when they were a child, parents divorced and they felt abandoned by the father and not lovable. And this is like you can imagine like a layer of sludge or mud on you. And you are accumulating layer after layer of heavy energies. And then you are under all of this and you are heavy, like a balloon with a lot of sandbags. You cannot fly. You are just barely existing. So healing and getting into the natural state of high vibration. Everybody is high vibration by nature. Your nature, you are love, you are light, you are joy. If you are experiencing something else, that means that you have a lot of accumulation on you. So the process of getting to high vibration is about letting go. It's about releasing. It's about be prepared to just let everything go, what happened. Don't hold grudges. Forgive. Release all negativity about yourself, about the world. If you are feeling that you are stupid or you are ugly or you are not worthy or less than, you can be sure that this is a lie. All of this is lie and dark energies in your system. So there are techniques, there are many techniques how to work with it. My modality is about giving people experience. Through experience, they see these things in the session. They see, to give you an example, a lady came to me with the frozen shoulder, menopausal woman, pain, she couldn't move it. And in the session, she saw in this expanded awareness that there is a dark red energy, like a cloud in this shoulder. And I guided her, touch this energy, let's investigate. And she was surprised. Wow, this is my anger towards my mother. And her mother already passed. So mother already passed, and she was holding on to her anger from the teenage years, when the mother was strict with her. And this toxic energy, with time, created this frozen shoulder. After we released it, she had to use her free will. I asked her, are you willing to let go and forgive your mother? Understand that your mother didn't know any better. She tried her best. And she said, yes, I want to let it go. I want to forgive her, and I understand her. So she pushed it away, out of the body. We brought light, healing light instead. After she woke up, she felt no pain. She could move the arm like new. She was so surprised. So this is just one example. Cancers, autoimmune diseases, unexplained allergies, things that don't go away, chronic. We found in the clinical settings that the root causes behind it is energetic and spiritual. After you release the root causes, the body can heal anything, even cancer, stage 4.
Wow. Stage
Body
4
can heal
even?
everything. Yes,
That's amazing.
Body can heal anything. The stage 4 is not a problem. It's a signal that something is going on deeper. After you release this deeper problem, the body doesn't need to communicate with you with stage 4 cancer that something is wrong.
I've only heard it up to stage 2, that you could use hypnosis for that.
I had a client with stage 4, that blood cancer, 55 years old, from Florida. And the allopathic medicine did what they could, radiation, chemo, and then they said, we cannot do anything for you. You can go home and prepare your affairs. You have 2 weeks to live. But his wife, and he didn't believe in any of this, you know, he was not spiritual or aware in any way. But his wife was, like, she was following Dispenza, this, you know, modern gurus on how you are creating your reality, and mind over matter and soul over mind, and so on. So she scheduled the session. First, we had session with her. She was a proxy, like a surrogate for him. He was too weak. And in this session, her higher self and his higher self worked together to find all the toxic energies from past lives. And there was a lot. He was in other lives a soldier many times, and he was killed on battlefield many times, violently, suddenly, and it was not processed. So the trauma was still there. So through her, we released it. Then I had a session with him directly. And in his session, it was revealed that during his teenage age, when he was a teenager, he had a great idea of fishing with electricity in a lake with his father back in Poland. You know, it was 50 years ago. No, 40 years ago. And there was an accident. And the father got electrocuted and died on the spot because of his negligence. And it was so shocking for the young man that his mind, which is survival computer, created a story to save him from going crazy. And the story was, there was a thunderstorm, and the father was electrocuted by the lightning. This is the story that mind created, and he believed in it. He couldn't believe in it. He couldn't face the reality. He would go crazy, mad. So he took the body, brought home, and said to everybody, there was a lightning, there was a thunderstorm, and it killed him. But nobody bought it because it was clear day. There was no even a one cloud. But he believed in. He had to believe in it. So he was ostracized, he was kicked out from the family, and he had to emigrate to the States. And this shame and guilt of killing his father was still there inside, in the system. It's very toxic, very low vibrational energy. And with time, it started showing up as blood problem and blood cancer. After we released it, he had to face it during the session. He had to understand what happened really. And with beings of light, his higher self, we helped him process it and release it. After 4 months, he sends me a photo that he's on the ship cruise with his wife kissing. He was supposed to die in 2 weeks. And in 4 months, he's sending me photo. Everything is fine, and he has even sexual drive.
Wow. That's astonishing. Like, I'm amazed, like, in hearing about how he was able to recover from that. I mean, like, not just like the trauma in itself, but he was able to fully recover from that cancer as well. That's amazing.
And remember, it's not my credit. It's not my power.
No.
I am just connecting people with their higher self that knows exactly what is going on and how to heal it. And if they follow during the session the advice, how to release it, let go, forgive, the body can heal and mind can heal. So everybody is powerful. Everybody can heal from anything, unless there was a surgery and they cut your something out. The body of the human don't have the capacity to regenerate, for example, a stomach or intestine. If they cut it out, it's gone. It's too late. But if this is something chronic and something is like still there, the body can renew, rebuild.
Yeah, that's amazing, because that's one of the things a lot of people think, well, you're doing something to them, and it's like, no, you're helping guide them through what they need to be guided through at that time for their system to heal. So that's just amazing, because it's like I've never heard of for the fourth stage. That's amazing, because it's like, it's just, I think that's awesome. I really do, because you think about how many people have cancer and then they just give up. And I think it's in that giving up that is what really accelerates it, so then they die.
Yes, it's all must be together. It's holistic. Your body is holistic. That means that you need to have will to continue and fight and find the real causes of why this is happening, because everything happens for a reason. It's not random. Okay, so
because I was gonna say, none of it's random, like what you said. Like, none of it is, like, even when you think about like the frozen shoulder, like you had said, and then for about his cancer, like, none of that's random. It's like we're holding on to something, and that's what puts us in that lower vibration, like you said. And then getting out of that is, okay, what can I do differently that I haven't thought of to get out of that energy? So I love that you're helping people with that.
I'm loving it too.
It's just amazing how you're able to. How long have you been doing this?
I started 2018 before COVID. I was doing in person here in Canary Islands, in Tenerife, in Spain. And then I had to move to online, and I found that online is better, works better, because not everybody can do online because they are trained in touching the patient, touching the shoulder or touching the forehead. But in my work, my technique, everything is my energy and my voice. So when a person is in their own bed, safe, in their own house, they can relax much more than when they are in my office and they don't know me.
I would agree. It's interesting. Like when I've done just online sessions too, then I had an office, and it's like people are so much easier to help them in their own place. And then
Yes.
they question like whether or not it works online, and it's like, well, yes, it works online, because if you think about it, you feel safer in your own environment than you do going out somewhere else.
Yes.
So
Actually, distance and time are illusions, like quantum physics are telling us. If you follow anything from the latest developments in quantum physics, the quantum entanglement, where two pieces are connected and the connection is faster than the speed of light. All this clinically I also experienced, that time is illusion and distance is illusion. Actually, we are all connected on the deeper level, and we have all this grand game going on, all this drama, all this distinction. You are there, I am here, but it's all a simulation. So when you are going deeper and deeper into such revelations that come out of clients, you can just fight it, resist it, and a lot of hypnotherapists are afraid, actually. The clinical trained hypnotherapists, they are afraid where people start talking to them about, oh, I am in the light, I am with the beings of light, or I am in the other life, it's France 1564, and I am doing this and that, I am a different gender. The hypnotherapist is afraid. No, don't say that. Let's come back. Why? It's a cognitive dissonance of the hypnotherapist. The hypnotherapist is limited and they don't allow themselves to expand. So it's very important who you are working with. If the person is open-minded and will allow anything to come up, or they will limit your healing.
I agree with that one. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed. Like when I learned from the College for Hypnosis Motivation Institute, what they literally said is like, you can't limit the person you got to use like their wording. You can't be limiting them to like their experience, because it's not our experience, because we're just guiding them. And it's amazing because it's like it's just fascinating how there really is no time. Like it's a man-made construct, but yet we believe that there's time. But it's like that's why the mind gets lost and can do things, and it's like you lose track of time and all these different things. I just love this part of the experience. Like we're learning, we're expanding, doing different things. And so I'm like, I love that you learned from Dolores Cannon, because I haven't learned from her yet. And it's amazing, like all the different types of the hypnosis out there, how it's evolved in helping people. So I'm like, I know she does the quantum healing, and I have not experienced that yet. But I mean, like I said, I think that's fascinating. That's why I'm like, hearing how you're doing things, it's amazing.
Yes, it is.
So
And
what's the huh?
And it would not be possible. It would not be possible, let's say, 100 years ago. The humanity was not evolved as much. So everything is appearing in the consciousness of humanity when it's time. So now we have these new ways of traveling through time and space and evolving and have this experience without use of psychedelic plants. Like I had people who were very experienced explorers, like consciousness explorers. They did all kinds of meditations. They went to this temple, that temple, ayahuasca, peyote, LSD, near-death experience, astral travel. And they said after the session that this session was the most helpful and most profound in comparison to what they had, because not only we are doing the healing and cleansing, but in the second part, I am actually inviting the total soul that you are part of as a human, this voice of intuition. I'm inviting this total soul to speak through you. You are channeling your higher self, and this higher self will answer your questions that you prepare before the session about anything. I will ask them on your behalf, and your higher self, through your voice cords, will answer them. So you will have also tools, you will have advice, you will have total clarity. Why are you here? What is your purpose? What are your abilities? What is the best place to live? How to raise your vibration for you specifically. There is no one meditation for everybody. There is no one process for everybody. So you will have, that's why they are telling me this, because it's very useful, step by step. You have to do this, change this, improve this, remove this from your life. If you want, nobody is forcing you. But if you want to have new chapter in your life, the highest timeline in your life, this is the way. And it's recorded. It's not in, somewhere in an experience in the forest when you don't remember much of it. You speak, the client speaks mostly. I speak very little during the session. So I have recording of a lot of material, what the higher self spoke, what they experienced. And when they wake up, they remember usually 30%. Some people don't remember anything. That's why I have recording to give them. And they take notes and they flourish and bloom afterwards.
Yeah, that helps a lot to be able to have that. So in less than a minute, where the show is going to be closing out, what's the best way for our audience to get in contact with you?
I have a website, www.clarityhypnosis, one word, clarityhypnosis, one word, .eu, like Europe. And there you can see videos how I work. Some people wanted to share their recordings. You can see how I work. You can schedule free half-hour consultation with me. And we can talk about your issues. How can I assist you with that? And also you can read my book. There is also on my website. And in the book, there are stories from the sessions and also practical exercises.
Awesome. Well, I just want to remind everybody to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Healing for Soul podcast and keep coming back for more episodes. Thank you, everyone, for your time and your energy while listening to today's episode of Healing for Soul podcast.